It's the morning sound up at Allied.com. Good to have you guys here on a Friday. It's good to be here. Feeling a little better. The weather changing has got myself all messed up. Last night it was horrible, especially Wednesday night. But hey, we're back. We're better than ever here on the morning sound off. Week 12 in the NFL is upon us. Plenty of games out there with playoff implications. We'll get into that with our end-zone-to-end zone coverage. Chatting a little bit during the break on the Sound Offensive message board. How the 90s was a good decade in the sports world. Elwood made a reference to the 90s music. Brought up Brady Anderson and Grosso makes a great point. Good decade in the 90s, yes, but not for the Buffalo Bills. Speaking of the Buffalo Bills, it hasn't exactly been a good year, although they were off to a great start. Find themselves reeling and not easy to cut the skid. 4 in a row for the Buffalo Bills. Tough year. All right, here in our end-zone coverage of the NFL, we'll go across the board. Give you our thoughts on some of the big games. You guys are more than welcome to chime in with your picks. Let's start in Cleveland. Yes, we have to start in Cleveland, where the Texans are on the road again, and they have been absolutely pathetic. Texans 0-5 on the road this season. They've actually lost 11 of their last 12 games on the road. I'll take the Browns in that one. Coming off a big Monday night win against the Buffalo Bills, they need to keep winning. Don't see why that doesn't continue against the Houston Texans. Later on in the season is a different story, but I think the Cleveland Brown fans will enjoy that one. Although there is a question mark at the moment as far as who will be playing quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Brady Quinn injured himself last week. Probably will go. Browns favored by 2.5. Take the points and take the Browns. Love to hear you guys' thoughts into the Sound Offensive message board. Who do you think's going to win the game, and where are you going with the lines? Speaking of lines, our phone line is lit up. Let's go to 704. What's up?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Grosso.
Grosso!
The automated guy on the phone line was so loud I couldn't really hear what you're talking about. But I just want to start out by making a comment about our old pal Donovan McNabb. The hell is this guy thinking?
Someone needs to inform Donovan McNabb that, yes, NFL games do end in ties.
My grandmother the other day, and she's like, "Can you believe that guy didn't know that games could end in a tie? Who doesn't know that?" Maybe.
Oh, jeez.
Andy Reid is backing him up. I mean, come on.
Seriously? Andy Reid's backing him up? No way.
He did all week. He's like, it doesn't mean that our players didn't play any harder than they were going to. There's a lot of guys around the league that don't know the rules and so on and so forth. And I think there was a poll question on ESPN.com, I think yesterday or the day before, whether or not these two, whether it's time to get rid of them. But I think it's time for them to go.
Yeah.
I think the NFL has had enough of those two clowns over the last 10 years or so. But
yeah, well, Andy Reid said everybody else is playing, except for the key component. It's your freaking quarterback who needs to know. And you got to drive the team down the field before the clock reads quadruple zeros. Unbelievable. I can't believe it. Only Donovan McNabb. Jeez.
Wilma McNabb must not have fed him all his chunky soup.
Yeah. Did someone forget to tell him he was playing in the biggest game of his life when he was throwing up at the 50-yard line of the Super Bowl against the Patriots? Or did he not assume that either? Oh, good gosh. What else you got for me?
Oh, I don't know. What are we doing here? We're doing power rankings. We're doing pick'ems.
Let's run through the games here as we finish up. Give me some thoughts on some of these games. We'll run down the schedule here. Dallas is at home against San Francisco.
Do we even really need to talk about that?
I don't think so. Unless you think the Niners have a shot, they are getting 7 points.
Are we picking against the spread or straight up win?
You do the spread. I'll give you straight up. You give me a spread.
7 point. I don't think they can even cover that. It's 7.
Yeah.
No, you got to go with Dallas, especially at home. I like what Singletary's doing out there, and he seems to really have the team fired up. But like he even said himself, that they just don't have the fire to or the talent really in place to win games out there, especially against, well, lackluster compared to what they're supposed to be Dallas Cowboys. But
right.
I think Romo's finger, unfortunately, is going to be a little healthier this week, and they've had a chance to all practice together a little further. I see Dallas winning that one by at least 2 touches.
Detroit, can they get their first win this week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as the Bucs come visiting? Do we have a 1-10 Lions team on Thanksgiving next week, or do you see 0-11?
I'm hoping for 0-11, just for marketability on Thanksgiving.
Right.
11-0 versus 0-11, and I don't think it could happen. But how great would that be for a sports talk radio show if Tennessee comes into Detroit on Thanksgiving and loses their first game, and Detroit wins their first game? That would be your
something. Yeah, that would be the lead into the show without a doubt. The following week,
one of them's
absolutely.
He's got to lose at some point. Detroit's got to win a game at some point. It's just bound to happen. But
speaking of Tennessee losing, I hope it's not this weekend. They host the Jets, and I need the Jets to fall down and get beat up by the Titans here in the worst way possible. So I hope that the Titans are 11-0 going into next week's game with the Lions. It's only a 1.5 point spread, so it's pretty much pick 'em. Other than me wanting the Jets to lose, I really think that Tennessee can handle the Jets. They'll take away the running game and force Brett Favre to do his thing, and I don't think it'll be much against that Titans defense.
Yeah, that's all dependent on what Brett Favre you get in that game. Whether he throws 4 picks or 4 touchdowns, you you never get the same thing week in and week out. So
right.
I see them taking care of. I can't believe that's only a 1.5 point line, but I see Tennessee. Where is that game being played?
In Tennessee.
Yeah, the Jets I don't think have a chance.
Chance. Here's a chance. The Buffalo Bills could possibly lose their 5th game in a row. They got to go to Kansas City, a putrid Chiefs team at 1-9, but something tells me Kansas City can take out Buffalo.
No. Marshawn Lynch, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. That Kansas City run defense is absolutely ridiculous. And I didn't learn until halfway through the season, if you got a fantasy play running back going against Kansas City, don't leave him on your bench. Burned me twice.
You didn't learn that until halfway through the fantasy season?
Well, no, it was earlier in the season, but I guess I didn't look to see who they were playing until it was too late. And then after that, after I got burned the second time, I went out and was trying to pick up free agents just because they were playing against Kansas City the next week.